If you sell in a certain track, by goodness, you need to get into that track and create videos like the one I'm doing right here, and talk to the people there. Why do they love it? Bring your world to your website, and in that, your personality will come out, what you are about, what you stand for. Be an advocate for your community. That's how you publish. Be an advocate for your community. I sell SEO and online marketing services. What does really this have to do with anything other than this, which is what I led it into? Okay? When you're an advocate for your community as a realtor, you have the ability to help sell the community. You're helping all these people that live in this particular neighborhood that you work. You're helping them and their home values because you're talking it up. And if you're a half-decent marketer online, you're building up their community. Right? So that's why you do that. Now, let's move on. So we see a commodity effect, and so you need to start adding other things. So there's other focuses that you need to do on your website, one of which I talked about, which is publishing, the publishing of you, your personal brand. Study that. Get into it. Study the unique selling proposition. Okay, do you understand what that is? Do you know what that is? Do you know what you bring to the marketplace? And put that into your marketing materials online. And the best way to do that is not just state it, I am da-da-da-da-da. Be it. Blogging, publishing, it is an opportunity to prove it and be it instead of saying it. Talk is cheap. So you want to prove this. All this stuff is proving your USP, your unique selling proposition. The other thing on a website, you want to increase conversion. You want to get more of these things, these leads. Okay, what is your most wanted action? What do you want them to do? What do you want them to do when they're done with your message? Here's the next thing, the other focuses, and that, again, that's the publishing you. That's also looking at what other opportunities that we might do to add to our website. There's lots of different mashes that you can put into your website of feeds. And when I say mashes, it's just taking different feeds and data and putting it and implementing it into your website. Now, depending on your website, I mean, that might be easy to do. It might not be. And maybe that means you need to look at a different website. If you look at what Trulia is doing, they have the listings. They have basically a bunch of blogs. I've been advocating for over a year. If you're a broker and you're not having your team blog on your website as a team for the different areas they work in, you're blowing it. You're blowing the collaborative possibilities of your company and essentially not tapping in to what they are worth. And if they're not willing to do it, kick them to the curb. Because they're just being takers and not being givers. Seriously. But that's what Trulia is doing. They've taken the collaborative efforts of the collective agents that are participating on that site in Trulia Voices, putting frequently asked questions, allowing people to blog. And by the way, when you hear blog, get whatever notion you have of blog out of your mind and just think publishing. Okay, because publishing, when you replace the word, all of a sudden now publishing has a higher value. It's just not saying, oh, I went to the dog park today and a dog, peed on me. Stupid stuff like that we see on blogs, okay? Get that out of your mind. Publish. Elsa Medridge, Obvious Expert. You're creating authority over your marketplace and your knowledge, and you're sharing it with your people. Your visitors. What other opportunities? Well, let's look again at Trulia. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just look at what's working. What's working and what's not working. Okay? Most realtors, right now the big thing is Facebook, right? And a lot of realtors are on Facebook, but it's not working. They just put stuff up. They don't even write it. They have their assistant do it. And there's absolutely no them in it. Okay? Well, you can publish in a way so that you can have your assistant do that if you need to scale, but you need to be at the front of a publishing machine. I go through that on the Content Crisis course I did for you a few months ago. SpetterGustTechnologies.com/content. There's 8 or 9 videos on all of this stuff, getting into much more detail. And if you need help writing, we could do it. And then we send out articles to clients that have us do this, and they can chop the articles up and put it on Facebook. And then take the subhead of that same article, put it on Facebook tomorrow, or put it on in another 3 hours or whatever. And now you're talking about stuff that actually matters to the public, instead of, I just listed a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, beautiful provincial home. Who gives a crap? So has everybody else listed that. Or a house. No one cares. But I do care how, maybe that loan mod that's getting sold is a crock or a lie. That, if you happen to be in a foreclosure situation, that matters to people, right? Find the problem and then be the solution. Find the problem, discover, you want the key to marketing 101, this is marketing 101, but it is really all that marketing is. Discover what's the conversation going on in your consumer's head and answer it and solve it. Enter it and solve. Find the problem and solve it. So, again, getting back to Trulia, what are they doing? They got the listings, they've got the blogs, frequently asked questions, and they have data that comes in on their particular marketplace. Now, you could get that data and these kind of mashups and the APIs, which is just data feeds, from places like Altos Research. They got good stuff. You can get it from foreclosure.com with a little bit of work. You can pull in foreclosures as they come in. And it might, if you send them the traffic, they might even give you an affiliate commission for it. I'm just saying. There's all kinds of data that's out there, and if you know how to find it, you can get it in. And if you want to find out from us some ideas, by all means, we can explore that further. But these are the other means of data and information to provide to people. People want data, sure, but they also want other information. Now, what's the other information? I kind of got into this. I call it the blood economy, or the distressed real estate economy. Explore that. Right now, let's face it, we got 3 to 5 years of this crap left, okay? And people in most markets, not all across the country, I'll tell you that right now. I have clients all over the country. Not all of them have this going on, but a lot do. And that is, there's more blood houses, distressed houses selling, short sales, foreclosures, than actual, mom and pop Joe selling to move up to the next house. And so there is a real market there. And I will tell you, as a broker or realtor, if you're not in bed with some of these banks on getting some of those monies from BPOs and getting into that funnel from a BPO standpoint to REOs and then of course short sales, you're missing the boat, because that's where the activity is. But in order to find people, on your website that perhaps would come to your website, they're not necessarily, if I'm, Joe about to be in foreclosure in Peoria, Illinois, I'm not typing in Peoria, Illinois real estate. I'm typing in, how to avoid foreclosure in Illinois foreclosure laws, stuff like that. So that's the kind of stuff you need to present on your website. Make that available so that the engines pick it up, and now you're picking up a much more specific phrase that could very well create a better conversion. And this is a subject of a different, for a different video. And actually, after I make this, I'm making another one sort of about this line of thinking in keywords. But a lot of times your keywords create the conversions. And if we talk about this for just a moment, if you think about, Peoria real estate or Chicago real estate, what is that attracting? If I'm really a buyer or a seller, am I typing in Chicago real estate? Probably not. Probably not. I'm probably typing in something more specific. So who would type, who cares about Chicago real estate? Why would I want to rank for that? Well, if I'm in LA, where I'm at, Torrance, and I'm being relocated to Chicago, I may not know any better. I don't know that, there's a bunch of little towns in condos and buildings. I don't know how it works, so I'm going to go really wide in my search. And so that's going to get your relocation. But if you are wanting to get some folks that are more motivated, you want to represent more than just that term. And the way that you do that is actually representing pages that are about that term. Chicago homes for sale, it doesn't tighten the locality down, but suburb, I can't think of any words, cities in Chicago, but instead of saying Los Angeles, where I'm at, you would say Torrance. Okay, so you narrow it down. Or if I really want to get narrow, Seaside Ranchos in Torrance, California for sale, or Seaside Ranchos real estate. So that tightens down, and some would call it the long tail if you're a geek and you follow any SEO. I think that's a real disservice to understanding what this does. We don't want just going after long tail words just for the fact that they're long tail is really hard, because you're spending just as much time to create a page for a long tail as you are for a fat tail. And it's better to look at it as specific and general. General being city plus real estate, specific being, like I said, Seaside Ranchos, homes for sale or condos for sale or whatever. The reason is because there's more of a chance that someone typing in Seaside Ranchos homes for sale or condos is going to convert. They're going to convert because they are, it's more specific to their behavior is more specific to wanting to buy something. Whereas a long tail could be anything. It could be Torrance, Torrance homes for sale is a long tail technically. But it's, as you get more and more specific, you get more and more of a specific conversion behavior that that can cause a better reaction. It's parsing words and whatever, but it's just, in my mind, I like general and specific because it tends to have more meaning for conversion. We're not looking for rankings specifically, we're looking at the end of the day for leads. So anyway, I hope that little bonus thing on SEO right there was useful for you. I'm going to finish my coffee, and I wish you a great day.